What up, everybody? This is Build Different Podcast. Took a week off because we wanted to line this up for the NFL season. One of the Sean and I's favorite time of year. We had a third party that was going to be joining us, Leonard Jackson, Raiders fan, but of course, like the Raiders, bowed out early, like they will this year. You know what I mean? So he'll be watching this, and we told him we're going to be talking even more trash than normal about the Raiders. But thank him for having on, and congratulations to him and his wife on a new baby. Also, something to celebrate during the football season because it won't be the Raiders. But anyhow, and Sean's wheeling and dealing as we're speaking. This man's fantasy got a couple fantasy this dynasty league. You said, right, Sean?
Yeah, this one that I'm trying to make a trade in is Dynasty. I have a draft in a little over an hour from now, so we'll see how it goes.
So we might see the draft guru, the fantasy draft guru, in action during this podcast because Sean made reveal some of his secrets, I guess, in wheeling and dealing, some of the ways he makes these deals happen on live. So I haven't seen this myself, so I'll be interested to see it. Anyhow, football season, Sean. I know you're excited. We've waited how many months for this?
Yeah, no, I mean this is the best time of the year. I've already told most of my friends, other than the friends that watch football, like if you want to like hang out with me on Sunday, it's got to be before 1 p.m. Otherwise, you're probably not going to see me. It's the best time. I love watching all the games, especially Dolphins games, obviously, watching my own team play. But
Do we have a deal? What are they offering?
I'm getting offered Saquon for Antonio or for
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown, but now he wants to do a pick swap. He's trying to add too much in here.
You're turning that down, right?
I would do. He wants to add this guy, Devin Singletary, who's the starting running back for the Giants this year. I'm willing to add that, but the pick swap is tough because right now it looks like I'm gonna get either Marvin Harrison Jr. or Malik Neighbors in the draft. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and he has like the 6th pick, so at that point I'd get like, I don't know, like Lad McConkey or maybe like Rome Odunze or something like that.
The hell?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes.
The late edition.
I was not expecting that, man. He got the Raiders gear on too, man. Oh,
I had to choose between Notre Dame and the Raiders. I mean, either one. I couldn't go wrong with either one. So,
You say that.
I want y'all to keep that same energy that you had for me last year about Notre Dame and FSU. I want y'all to keep that same energy.
Trust me, we will. Trust me, we will. Because even with a 12-team playoff, y'all ain't going.
All I gotta say to Sean is, I guess if the Dolphins don't do anything this year, do they fire the coach? I mean, how many more seasons do you got of that dude?
I mean, they just gave him an extension. I don't think they fire him.
Why keep him? I'm saying is that you got all those weapons, right? I don't think they should have beat Tua as much as they did, but you got all those weapons.
I mean, it was the going rate. It was the going rate for a quarterback. You can't not pay a guy who's led the league in passing. Like, what are you going to do at that point?
Because I say too, what is the alternative?
My thing is this: is that
they weren't in the
shown
position
in the big games. You don't show. At what point do you? How much more of that can you see, right? But he'll get through the regular season, but at the same time, it's
I
mean, this is only Mike McDaniel's.
Trevor Lawrence, you could say the same thing for like a.
But think about this: Trevor Lawrence had
to me, they haven't.
He had to deal with Urban Meyer for the first. Come on, like You see what I'm saying? Like, and I get it with the whole
And Tua with Brian Flores.
right, but he did the same thing
Yeah.
as your coach had done. Took him to playoffs twice. What is the same results? And that's without Waddle and
Brian Flores did. I don't look. Since Mike McDaniel joined the team, the first year they had to go into the playoffs with a backup quarterback. You can't.
Okay.
You know how many teams go into the playoffs with a backup quarterback and actually
Okay.
win games?
Okay.
Not many. So obviously the Eagles, Nick Foles, sure, but most teams, if they go in with their backup quarterback, they're losing that game. The second year, they had a chance, but they blew it. You know, they lost a couple games at the end of the year. They lost in the playoffs in the coldest game like ever. It was like
man, ain't no
negative 40
excuses,
degrees.
man. Come on, now
Like-
you're making it. It was cold outside, and you know it was a little snow. I mean,
Look, it wasn't. I mean, okay, how good would the Raiders be if they lost their best pass rusher, their second best
Everybody
pass
goes through it,
rusher?
man.
Like their defense was in shambles.
everybody goes through that though.
Yeah, but it's about you have to have those play like it's about being healthy at the end of the year. And like you can lose one or two players, but when you're like starting defensive line has guys like that you and I have never heard. Like Melvin Ingram was our starting defensive
You
end.
still had Wilkins. You
That
still
guy
had
shouldn't be in
Wilkins.
the
You
league
still
for
had
the
the other
past 3
dude.
years.
I'm just saying that how much. Okay, so I'm just saying that I'm not.
Yeah, you talking about
Yes.
overpaying? How much did you guys pay Christian
Hey,
Wilkins?
I bet, but I bet you what you.
He's coming in hot because we were talking bad about the
All I'm
Raiders.
saying
He's coming in
is-
real hot, man. He started off from the bat.
All I'm saying is that do they overpay Tua for what he's done? What is he? What has he done in the moments where you needed him in the big games?
What has Jordan Love done that makes him worth more than Tua? He's had 9 good games.
I didn't know. I'm not arguing with you there. I think he's a better quarterback than Tua, but I'm not arguing with you on that. I think they jumped to the conclusion was he had a good 9 games, but it's against the competition though. In that San Francisco game,
$40 million a year.
huh? What'd you say?
Daniel Jones gets $40
No,
million
I
a
don't
year.
agree
That
with
guy's
that.
a bum.
Yeah, that's the problem though, is that it's so hard to draft a quarterback unless you're like really, really bad, that you have to kind of pay these guys and you have to pay them more than probably their real market value.
Yeah.
And, because it's like you don't have one good, you don't have a quarterback.
I guess I'm just not sold on Tua just yet. I don't think they. I thought they would have tried to bring in another backup quarterback or draft a quarterback. I just don't. It's just what I've seen after that. Those injuries he had, he just seems a little bit more timid than he was before. Yeah,
Tentative.
I think we talked about it, Rick. He seems more tentative. Like, he was a little bit more reckless before that. Sometimes you got to play away, but I get it. But it just seemed after that head injury, he seemed to be a little bit more timid than he was before the injury.
If he did play reckless, his career could be over.
I think
Potentially.
what happened was the first year he had the concussions, he had those injuries, and then last year the whole offseason was that he was bulking up, trying to get a little bit bigger so he wasn't thrown around as much. He learned jiu-jitsu, so he learned how to fall properly, which, regardless of your opinions on whether that actually helps or not, it helped at least his confidence. And and he didn't get injured. So that's
But I think when you play, if you can't play like just free and not have to worry, I think he's playing like he's worried about getting hurt again. That's what I'm seeing. So, and that's the thing too, is that I don't think you can kind of play that way. I get you don't want to get injured and stuff like that, but it just seems like he doesn't play with that edge as he kind of once did before the injury. So,
I mean, I see what you're saying, but it's you got to protect it's the same way that anyone would feel after coming back from an injury, like coming back from almost a career-ending injury. Like you look at Carson Wentz, he had a ACL injury, he never came back the same. He was bad the rest of his career. I mean, not bad, but Yeah,
He was
bad.
never himself.
He wasn't good. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, speaking of quarterbacks, I mean, the Raiders are rolling out there with
Hey
Gardner
man,
Minshew. They
I
paid like
trust
him
in
like
Joe
what,
Dirt.
20 million?
Joe Dirt will take us to the wild card.
Who
Hey,
was
that
Joe
video was
Dirt?
hilarious of him
You see that
looking at.
video?
Huh?
Who was Joe Dirt?
Joe Dirt.
You never seen? I'll have to send you the video. It's an old comedy movie from like the early 2000s with a guy with a mullet, and he was like kind of a country bumpkin type of guy. Um, but yeah, no, we were talking. We started off before Leonard came in hot. Well, first I
My
said
bad.
congratulations
Oh,
on
appreciate it, man.
Nico.
Appreciate
You
it.
just got a beautiful baby boy. Congratulations on that. I said you have one thing to celebrate during the football season because you won't be celebrating wins. I know that, but no. We were talking about how excited we are. Like this is a great time of year. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
it's a time like, and we got to do more of it. But getting together, I know it's a little more difficult with the baby, and babies really. But yeah, it's a good time to get together with friends, family, coworkers. Sean, it's a time for him to wheel and deal, as you see him doing now, actively making some magic there for his fantasy football team as a dynasty league. But yeah, no, it's just exciting time of year. You know what I mean? Shoot, first game is tomorrow. You know what I mean? And just excited to see the season kick off. But who do you guys playing this
I know
first
for
game?
us, we're playing the Chargers. Chargers.
Okay, it's not Burrow. Is whatchamacallit back?
Yeah, he's back.
Justin Herbert.
He's back.
Okay,
Um,
so that's probably an L for you guys in the early season, especially if you're on the road. Um, For us, we're playing the Commanders,
Rookie
but
gonna whoop your guys'
good old
ass.
Buccaneers. We're playing the Commanders at
Jaden
home.
Daniels are gonna whoop you guys'
Huh?
ass.
Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna deny that he might play well because we have a bad track record against rookie QBs. Just weird games, man. Weird stuff happens when we play rookie QBs or backup QBs. Remember we got lit up by Taylor Heineke in Washington one year, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has a good game. I mean, he's a good looking prospect. But yeah, that's who we're playing first. Once Sean's
Okay.
done, who you guys playing first game, Sean?
Oh, quick break. I need to decide on this trade. I got offered Saquon and Christian Kirk for AJ Brown and Javonte Williams. What do you guys
Nah,
think?
I wouldn't do it.
Dynasty League.
So Saquon and Christian Kirk for Javonte. Was it Javonte? Not Javonte Williams. He's still not in. I don't know if I do that deal, Sean. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards no, although I really do want Saquon, but I think Javonte is a no-go. I'm offering back Singletary, Mostert, or Chuba Hubbard. If he says yes to any of those guys, I'll probably do the deal. But
Oh,
anyways,
you're trying
the
you're trying to get
Dolphins,
Saquon, right?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
the
AJ Brown.
Dolphins the Dolphins play the Jaguars week 1, which is, a winnable
Who?
game, but the Jaguars have good pieces too. They could definitely be a good team, but I
On the
think the
road or at
Dolphins.
home?
I'm just looking at it.
It's a good
They're
question.
playing.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, home.
I don't
At home?
know.
Okay, you guys should be able to get that done.
Shot.
You guys should be
Leonard,
able to
without
get
me telling you, do you know who this jersey is of?
Is that Pennington?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a throwback.
That's a throwaway.
Hey man,
Hey,
I like
hey.
Chad Pennington.
Chad Pennington
He had
is the
one good
GOAT.
season and was with the Jets
With the
first,
Jets.
and
Yeah.
then went to the Dolphins.
Yeah. Good old Chad Pennington, man. So speaking of the season, um, how do you guys see things shaking out? Let's go with Leonard and the Raiders. Like, what do you see the team going? How far do you see them going this
Um,
season?
I think they got a better offense than they did last year. As far as just scheme wise, I'm hoping they get the ball to the wide receivers more. I feel like
Do you even know your
they're
Do you even know who your wide
yes,
receivers
man.
are this season?
Dude, hey
You
man,
stumbled
I
before
had
minute to the
I have baby
wide
brain,
receivers.
bro. I have baby brain, like dealing with
That's
Aria and
that's true.
Leonard,
That's
what do
true.
you think of the Leonard, what do you think of the Brock Bowers
I
pick?
don't I like Merritt being a Notre Dame fan, so I think that they didn't really give him a shot enough time to be good. But I mean, I think if your tight end is your best wide receiver, I think you have a problem, right? Right. So, um, but yeah, I mean, I know he's talented, but I'm worried about who the running back's going to be. We picked up Addison from Minnesota. Not Addison, but yeah, I think his name is Addison. We picked up the guy from Minnesota,
Yeah,
Madison, yeah,
Alexander
from
Madison.
Minnesota, and you know, are we
Zamir
going to be able
White
to run the
still
ball really? You
there.
know what I'm saying? You gave up, we lost um, Jacobs to Green Bay, so yeah, I am. I'm excited. I think they're going to be decent. I ain't going to say they're going to be great. I think they'll be decent. They just need to beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and I think if they can get one from Kansas City through the season, I think that I think that's it. I think they got the defense. I'm not worried about the defense. It's just mostly the offense, and I mean, roll the dice on either quarterback. I think they're still going to. I don't know. I wish they would have drafted a quarterback in the draft or went you know, being more aggressive to move up to get a quarterback, but they didn't for whatever reason. So
You guys could have got Bo Nix, and Bo Nix is
exactly, they
looking
could have
good
did something, man. They
so
didn't
far.
do nothing. I don't know if it's the head coach wanting to go with the guy they had last year, the kid he had last year from Purdue, but he seemed to struggle. So
Yeah, I was going back to you guys' draft. Yeah, like and free agency. You guys have picked up some decent pieces free agency. The draft Brock Bowers. I think that from what I've seen and
yeah,
heard online and stuff like that, he's been doing well. So just need a quarterback to throw
exactly.
it
I
to.
mean, what I like about Minshew, at least he's aggressive. Like he'll try to get the ball down the field, and
Yeah,
right,
he's a
a little bit
gamer.
more
He's a
mobile,
gamer.
and
Yeah.
so if he could play like somewhat what he did in Jacksonville, before he went to the Eagles, that'd be great.
Sean looks like he's still willing and dealing. So I guess I'll talk about the Bucks and their outlook for the season. I still think we can win the division. I know Atlanta. A lot of people we were talking about this before. Leonard Hop, or no, we talked about it right before. Yeah, Leonard hopped on before we all hopped on. I think people are riding. Me personally, I think people are riding that Kirk Cousins train a little hard. You know, what I mean, older quarterback coming off an injury. I think got some good pieces. You know what I found weird though is that Michael Penix, they pulled him after the first preseason game. It's like why not see what you have
Yeah,
there? You know what I mean? Like the goal is to well, the draft pick made no sense in general to me, but that's a lot of draft capital to give up to a guy that's going to sit behind a guy that's got a contract. I forget, Kirk had a 3 or 4 year contract, big money. So that made no sense. But then not to really showcase him in the preseason. Maybe you just don't want the fans to be like, "Yo, we need to start Penix because he's hot." But so they're the team to maybe forced to maybe look at face. And New Orleans not really worried about them at all. I think you're a former quarterback. I don't know what's going on
I
over
think
there
they're
in
going
New
to have a
Orleans, but he
better
hasn't been
season.
looking
I think
looking
they're going to have a
fantastic.
better season than they did last year. I don't know. Michael Thomas, isn't he suspended for like the
Damn.
first couple of games?
Something I forget what's going on with Michael Thomas. He was seeking a trade or
I
something was
think he
going
did.
on. Either way, it seemed like he's
Yeah, I think
always
he got
hurt
suspended
or
for the first
some
couple of
weird
games from
circumstances.
some crazy stuff going off the field.
Yeah, I mean they're pieces that were hot years ago. Alvin Kamara, all these guys seem like I don't know a lot of injuries have happened. You know, Alvin Kamara, and other players that kind of I don't know if they gotten older or what. But yeah, I don't know about them. And then also the The Panthers, I don't know. They picked up
Yeah,
our old
they'll be
offensive
better, but
coordinator, first
probably
year
another
coach.
year.
Yeah, give them another year. I still have to see that quarterback. I still have to see what he's got because I
You
don't
know who
know.
I'm excited to see in your
You
division
know,
is
he needed
BJ Robinson. From yeah,
good
Bajan.
job.
Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah,
thing.
I don't know. They
Huh?
It was weird last year because they what's his name? Who starts with a
Algiers,
Algier,
yeah.
not Algier.
Tyler Algier.
The running back. They were splitting a lot of because I think I had Bijan in fantasy last year, and I'm like, run the ball, and I mean, there was halves that they didn't do halves of games they would not run him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I don't know what's going on there, but they need to give him more burn this season. But overall, I think we'll still win the division. You know, a bad division. I think we can still win a division. I think we can muster
What's
10
the
wins.
weakness for the Bucks?
You know,
Yeah.
the weakness. Um,
'Cause remember you.
our corners. You know, we have Zion McCullum starting. You know, we got rid of Carlton Davis, and We traded him to the Lions. Zion McCullum, I don't know about him yet, but you know, allegedly he's been doing well in practice. But I think our pass rush is my biggest concern because we have Yaya Diaby and he's a second year guy. But on the other side, we have Joe Tronshinka, who hasn't shown anything yet. And then we have a rookie, Chris Braswell. I don't know why we picked up this guy's Randy Gregory. I don't know
he
why
would
they
show
did that because it
he would
was
show
never
up to
going to work
camp.
out.
They
I
cut him
mean,
like they
he
come on with his
never
history.
showed up.
Like why you take that
He
chance?
never showed up to even sign a
Why
contract.
take that chance?
But yeah, I don't know why they did that. You knew it wasn't going to work out. It was never going to pan out. And then we have a couple of guys like undrafted guys there. So that to me the biggest weakness. But I'm excited to see Kalijah Cansey, man. I think he's gonna be a beast. I think he's gonna be a beast. I'm excited to see him next to Vea. I'm excited. I'm glad we got our safety back that we should have never gotten rid of, Jordan Whitehead. And then obviously formerly highest paid defensive back. Our other safety, Antoine Winfield. Patrick Surtain. Just I don't know if you guys saw that. Took
That
the
deal was crazy.
yeah. So yeah, I think we'll be all right. On the offensive side, I really like the rookie we picked up though. The wide receiver out of Washington,
Mm.
Jalen McMillan. I think he's going to be a good third wide receiver. Bucky Irving, the running back we got out of Oregon, I think he's going to be decent, a good second there. I like that he cuts, man, because Rashad White's not a really guy that cuts too much. He's kind of like what's his name that used to play for the Steelers, really upright kind of running back. I can't remember his name. But yeah, so I'm excited. I think we'll be better. Offensive coordinator Liam Cohen. I like the movement based offenses where you're really looking at the defense and then you're setting your offense up based on your defense. So a lot of movement, a lot of pre-snap movement and stuff like that. I'm excited to finally see something dynamic in our offense. So hopefully everybody's been able to pick it up and make it
Then you
work.
got this what's his name
So
retired, right? Or you got the linebacker. Didn't you guys lose a linebacker in off season? Then
Devin
Devin
White.
White.
Devin White, we traded him to the
Then he
Eagles, and
retired, right?
I heard today I was seeing that he's not even going to start the season, and then that they allegedly looked to trade him already during the off season. So
He's definitely got that diva personality.
yeah, he helped us win a Super Bowl, but outside after that, I think the diva took a little bit of a hold of him, and it was just I don't know. So I don't know what's going on with him in Philly, but I don't know. It's looking like it's a little shaky there as well. So Sean, how about you? Outlook for the Dolphins?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I think our offense is great. We have like running backs galore. We have so many running backs. We have so many uh wide receivers. I mean, Odell is out in the beginning of the year, but he'll come back hopefully healthy around like second month of the year or something like that.
I forgot he's even on that
Yeah, me
team, to
too.
be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we've got weapons. We got Jonnu Smith at tight end. He's been like the first receiving tight end that we've had since Gesicki, and Gesicki is horrible. So, I'm excited for what our offense is going to look like. My concern areas in the in the Dolphins is definitely the trenches. I think our offensive line is not good enough, and I think our defensive line is not good enough. So, um, our defensive line will get better throughout the year when like Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips come back, but the interior is definitely going to miss Christian Wilkins. We replaced him with a bunch of no-name guys, hoping that they'll kind of fill the gap. I don't know if they will. Our offensive line is one of those things where like the 5 guys we have starting the first week of the season are all competent, but if any one of them goes down, it's going to just turn into a shit show. And that's what happened at the end of last year. We were missing guys on our offensive line, and we never could get things going. So I'm concerned about both of those things. I think the offensive line might hold us back a little bit from being that elite offense, and I'm hoping that I've watched Dolphins teams in the past where their defensive line just lets guys run for 5-6 yards of carry every single time they touch the ball. So I'm hoping it's not that, because that would be really annoying to watch. I hate watching that. But I like our secondary. I think we have really good secondary. We've got a lot of veteran players. I think we're going to make the playoffs. I hope that we can finally win a playoff game for the first time in like my lifetime. So that'd be nice. But yeah, I think, there's been a lot of talk of, oh, the Dolphins are just, they're one of those teams that they get there and they never win, and like I've been hearing a lot of people say that the Jets are going to be better than us, that the Bills are going to be better than us, and I'm just like, I don't agree with that. I think the Jets are consistently overrated. They've got, some good players. Obviously, their defense is good, but like they Aaron Rodgers isn't going to turn that team from being a bunch of bums to being a Super Bowl team. Like, I just don't think he's at that point in his career. And the Bills, I think, lost a lot of pieces and didn't really replace a lot of guys. I think their wide receivers are questionable. Their offensive line lost a few guys. Their defense lost some key pieces. I think they're going to struggle more than people realize. But I think it's a crapshoot between those 3 teams for who wins the division. I think the Dolphins have a good chance, but I could see any of those 3 winning it. So it'll be interesting at least.
Speaking of offensive line, I know we kind of hurt you there again. We hurt you with Wirfs, and I think that draft year we drafted Wirfs, and I think we hurt you again with Graham Barton this year because that's who you wanted.
Well, we
So
picked
I'm
before
excited about
you.
Graham Barton.
We picked before you this year.
I know, but you wanted Graham Barton though.
I did, yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
didn't want Chop Robinson, although I've heard good things. I just think that, like, I don't know. I think offensive line is more important, and I think they didn't do enough to address the offensive line. But
I'm
if
I'm loving the Graham Barton pick, man. He's looking right.
because what is he playing for you guys, center or
So,
guard?
yeah, center. He has short arms. I mean, he's just a tall guy with short arms.
I
Great athleticism and power.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what like the Dolphins claim is their mold for like an offensive lineman. They want guys with great athleticism, like guys that can kind of get out on the edge and run block and things like that. Like, sounds like he would have been a great fit, but fortunately, he's a great fit on the Bucks instead. So
Yeah,
We
yeah,
did to you
especially for
again.
9-16.
Um,
Yes,
who else? What are you talking about?
9-8, 9-6, 9-7.
Hey, we still better than you.
You won't,
We're still
man.
better than you. That's all that matters. Yeah,
Okay.
we will. So let's get to some picks, some quick picks. This is always a difficult one because of the run that Kansas City's on, showing the Super Bowl, two Super Bowl teams that 2 teams that make the Super Bowl. Who's the winner? Ultimately, the championship.
ooh, I would say I think from the NFC, I think the Lions somehow sneak in
I'd like
there.
to
I
see
think they
that
were close
almost.
last year. I think they get there this year. I think, especially if they kind of lean on some of their young guys, Jameer Gibbs, Amon-Ra. I think they've got a good core there. I think they could make it from the NFC, and then AFC. I mean, the
Yeah,
Chiefs, the Ravens. I think I don't believe in the hype that like the Texans have been getting. People saying that they're a Super Bowl team.
not
I
yet.
don't think they're ready just yet. Um, but honestly, I think this could be the year that the Ravens kind of
I
squeak
was going
through
to say
there.
that. Hmm.
I would say that'd be a really fun Super Bowl. Lions, Ravens, it's two teams that kind of, you know, are pretty exciting, fun teams to watch. So that's what I'm gonna go with. So
Leonard, how about you?
Uh, I think I was going to say the Ravens, but I think that division is so tough because I expect
Two
the
step.
Browns to be better. I expect Deshaun Watson to play better, right? They got the defense. Yeah,
If he
they got the
plays,
defense. Um, I think he's been, been injury prone, but I think that they'll be a team to watch. I'm not going to say they're going to make the Super Bowl, but I think because the Ravens are in that same division, I think it's. I think they're going to get beat up in that Steelers, Browns. But I'm not going to say the Chiefs because I can't root for the Chiefs. So I'm going to say in the NFC, I'm probably stick with San Francisco now that they got everybody signed. You know, now that they got everybody signed, I still think they're secondary suspect, but because they have all these decent players, I'm going to say San Francisco versus. I'm going to say San Francisco versus the Ravens. That's my pick.
I'm going Ravens too. And then my two teams that from the NFC were both the ones you guys picked. It's either 49ers or Lions. I'd love to see the Lions get in there. I love what Dan Campbell brings to
Yeah,
NFL and, kind of gritty old school coach. I wouldn't
yeah.
mind seeing them in there, even though they beat us last year in
I
the
want to see
second
them there,
round. But
but I just don't. I don't
I
know if
like
I trust golf 100% in the big games.
I he's
Okay.
gotten there. Like I mean that people talk about, is golf really that good? Like he got his team to the Super Bowl. I mean, you can
Yeah,
say it was Sean McVay that got him there or whatever, but he was the quarterback and he's been the quarterback on the Lions for what, 1 or 2 years and has made them look good each year.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely proven some people wrong. So
yeah, no, I'd agree with that. So, I'll throw this out there: Rookie of the Year, offensive, defensive. Who do you guys
I
have?
go with
I'll
Jaden
start with Leonard.
Daniels. Yeah, I'll go with Jaden Daniels.
Hopefully, it doesn't
Defense,
start
I,
week
I
one
can't
again.
say. Defense, I can't say.
Um, Go ahead, Sean.
yeah, offense, I think Jaden Daniels too. I mean, I know that he wasn't the first pick. I know it was Caleb, and I think Caleb is going to be good this year too. But I think Jaden Daniels is highly underrated right now,
I
as
agree.
in terms of the talent that he's going to bring. So I think he's gonna be really good. And then defensive, I mean, oof, eh,
I got my guy.
ah, I would say like one of the cornerbacks maybe. I don't even know. I mean, I know Cooper DeJean was drafted by the Eagles. They also got another guy from Toledo, the Mit something Mitchell, I think,
Tavion Mitchell,
something like that. Yeah.
that was his
Um,
name.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't see it being like Chop Robinson. I don't see it being Jared Verse or
I'm
um
going.
who
Sorry,
you
I
who you
thought
got?
you were
No,
to
no.
pick my guy. Huh?
Who do you got?
Defense, Latu Latu.
I can see
I
that. Is he on
preseason
Colts, right?
preseason he was looking decent. Sorry.
Colts, I think, right?
Yeah, Colts.
Yeah, I can see that.
Um, I might throw a wild card out there and go Bo Nix, but I just don't think he has the
Yeah,
receivers. Um, Caleb's the obvious easy pick, but I don't know. Something about Jaden McDaniels. I think the legs and the arms and the size. I mean, the kid looks legit. And Caleb has a lot more weapons. I mean, they surrounded him with a lot of talent, veteran and rookie. But I'll go with just to be different. Maybe I'll go with Caleb. But I wouldn't mind seeing Bo Nix. I don't know. I kind of like the last guy drafted out of that set of quarterbacks. I want to see him do good. And then the
I
Raiders.
can't figure. Yeah, I can't.
You
I
know,
How
can't
do,
go. Quick question: Who's the team that was in the playoffs last year that's going to be out, and who's the surprise team um, in both conferences that you're
the
thinking?
team
Okay,
that was in the playoffs this year.
like so. Let's say, for instance,
That's
do you think Green Bay is going to go back to the playoffs? Do you think? Um, do you think? Well, you said the Bucks. Bucks were a wild card, right?
no, they
no,
won
they
the
they were
division.
no, we won the
Um,
division, so we were. I think the Saints might not make it back. Um, I think the
do the Cowboys make the playoffs this year?
I think
the,
The Cowboys,
the who? The,
because I think Washington's going to be better.
yeah,
Philly's going
I
to be
think
definitely better. Um,
the Giants
yeah.
are
Well, I think
maybe
they will
better.
be a little bit better, but
Well,
yeah,
Neighbors ain't no joke, that's for sure. If he can get the ball to Neighbors, that's a whole leap and bounds better than they were.
I think from the AFC, the team that I'm looking at that I'm like, I don't know if they're going to get back there is the Browns.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see that maybe.
Their defense is incredible, but their offense, I mean, unless Deshaun Watson remembers how to play football, he's just not it, you know.
They started off hot though.
Uh,
Jameis
They
backing him
started
up.
off pretty
Jameis
high,
Winston
and then
Green.
they had a lull. But yeah,
James.
I do
Yeah.
wonder if I think because the Jets are going to be better. I think Buffalo will be Buffalo. As long as you have Josh Allen, I think you'll kind of be all right if he can get his under control sometimes. But I wonder if with that division being better and you having a competent quarterback with the Jets, are the Dolphins going to be a wild card team versus, you know, again, can't.
I mean, they were last year. I could see, I think there's going to be three teams from the AFC East that are contending for playoff spots. Now, I'm not saying that they're all going to make it, but I think you're going to see at least two teams make it, and then the other one be either make it or right on that like first like on the bubble.
I'm
So,
looking at your first.
and I think
Okay,
everyone knows that the
I know I was looking at your first
what?
5 games, right? So you play Cardinals, Colts, Patriots, Titans, which are all winnable, right? Seahawks, which is that'll be tough.
Who
Dolphins,
who is
yeah.
this? The Dolphins? Wait, no, they play
No,
the
I'm sorry.
Jaguars
The
first.
second game, yeah. Jaguars. Actually, we played the Bills.
Oh,
Bills,
okay.
Dolphins, Titans, and Patriots. The first 4 games. Um,
Yeah,
A little bit of
they've got to
mixed.
learn how to beat the Bills. If they want to compete for the division and the playoffs, they got to beat the Bills at
so
least
check
one
out your
out of two
last one,
games.
two, three, four, 5 games. You play the Jets twice, Texans, 49ers, and the Browns in the last 5 games. That's tough.
I mean, we'll see if I mean Aaron Rodgers has got to make it through the season.
Man,
He's had
he'll
some
make it.
trouble
He'll
making
make
it
it through
through
the
the
season. I
season.
think it was an anomaly last year. Like I think
I
All
mean,
he did last year was
yeah.
carry the flag.
people forget that this is not Aaron Rodgers' first injury. He's had the injury bug before, and I mean, he's a tough dude. He'll play through it and all this stuff, but he's very, did he did he end up even getting
Yeah, I
surgery
think
on
he
the
did.
Achilles, or did he just use like
Nope,
ayahuasca?
nobody knows. It might have been
Yeah,
magic.
in the
He
blackout cave.
he what was he called? He's not vaccinated. He's immunized. He got immunized from his Achilles tear. So
Oh my God.
So
So
who's a surprise team
no, that
you think is going to be in the mix?
on the
Yeah,
NFC
I
and
think
AFC,
Chicago might be surprising.
that was gonna be my NFC. Yeah, Chicago.
I mean, I know they made it last year, but I think they'll be better this year is the Rams.
A lot of people talking about the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, they could have two surprise rookies last year, man. That tore it up. A deep defense attack on defensive end, I believe. AFC. Hmm,
I'm gonna go with the Browns. I think the Browns are going to be a lot better.
you riding
I think,
hard on the
The
Browns and
Browns are going to
yeah,
be
a
better,
lot
you
better.
said?
I think so.
I mean, weren't they like the 1 seed or the 2 seed last year?
No, I think they
Yeah, they made it. They made the
made the
playoffs last year.
playoffs. Yeah, that's true.
You said it's for
Yeah, that's
surprise
true.
team. Yeah.
Oh, I think no, the Ravens
Yeah,
won the division and the Browns were the
yeah, because they
wild
played
card
at
team
home.
Yeah.
technically. But like they were.
I think they
Sorry, go
played
ahead.
in Houston, right?
They did, yeah, because they were the wild card team, so they had to travel.
This really isn't a surprise, but Cincinnati, I think they make it. They're the team that makes it and boot somebody out. Well, you got to get Chase signed though. Jamar Chase got to get signed,
Yeah,
but they held on to T, which was big. And
I can say that I think the Chargers are going to continue to be fraudulent. So
even with
I
even
think
with your boy
give them
back in the
another
league,
year. I think they
another year maybe, but I think Justin Herbert. I just don't think he like talk about someone who hasn't shown the ability to win
when
the big games. I
we had a
mean,
coach that went for every fourth down.
jeez.
Like, I mean,
oh my God, that was
out of the
crazy.
two, who you think is? I think Herbert's a better quarterback than Tua, but you know,
I think
He just struck a nerve with that. Yeah.
I think I think Tua fits very well with the
yeah,
system that he's in. I think if you were to put him on a team that he doesn't fit the system, then I don't think he would be as good. But I think, if you were to put Justin Herbert into the Dolphins
yeah,
system, would he be, this
yeah,
would he? It's
yeah.
a Mike McDaniel's system isn't about being a tall, athletic quarterback. It's about timing, it's about precision,
But
accuracy, like not saying that Herbert doesn't have those things, but I mean, you look at what San Francisco's doing. They had Trey Lance, who's the athletic runner guy, and then they had Brock Purdy, who's like
we can call
unknown,
Trey Lance. Trey Lance should have
like
never got
Mr.
drafted.
Irrelevant, and which
But
one
we
of
all
them
know
ended
Trey
up
Lance
being
should have
good?
never got drafted that high. Come on, like, that was just the guy only played really one full year as like in college, so that was a reach. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I just think
It's about the system. If you fit the system, then you can be a good quarterback. So
but
I
sometimes
agree. I
I think you
agree.
still need that dude though at quarterback. There's going to be a point in time where it, this the system is cool, but sometimes you're going to need that dude, right? I mean, look at I would say Baker Mayfield, right? Um, there's times where you can tell he's that. I'm not saying he's the greatest quarterback or best quarterback, but there's times where he made things happen versus the
oh,
system.
he's
And
got
that's
that
what I'm saying,
moxie
and
for
that's what I think.
sure.
That's what you need sometimes as a quarterback is that
You
I
saying
don't
Tua
think he
doesn't have
has
that?
that.
Is that what you're
I
saying?
think I don't. I don't.
I I don't know. I mean, I've been watching a lot of off-season
Yeah.
clips and stuff. He looks like he has a
Right.
little bit of that I don't know if he
Yeah.
had it in years past. I think it took him a while to gain his confidence in the league. When you have a head coach who drafts you that's like, I don't like you, I didn't
Yeah.
want you to be here, you know, it's kind of tough. But I think I'm hoping that you'll see a new Tua this year with some
I mean,
of that
I think if
moxie.
you throw a
So
screen to Tyreek Hill, I mean, I just see it's a lot of screens. It's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a
Thinking.
lot of
he had the
reverses
most
and
he had the most passes of 25 yards or more down the field out of anyone in the league. So all these screens that you keep talking about, he's
I mean, if
throwing the
you can't
ball
hit a
deep
guy
down the
wide
field
open
more
like
than
Tyreek Hill,
anybody
I mean,
else.
then you probably shouldn't be lit. So a lot of the time, this guy's wide open. He's not. These guys are, you know what I'm saying? So is it the system or is it so you're saying it's more the system than it is to it then? What you're saying. So
I don't think that any quarterback could go into
oh
that system and
man,
be good. I think it takes the right quarterback to be good in that system.
I can see like a Jalen Hurts
I
being
could
decent in that system. It's the same type of quarterback, in my opinion, as Tua.
Is he? I don't think he's the same type of quarterback
I
as
think
Tua.
he is like a. I think he is from the. I think he runs more than Tua, obviously now, but I don't know. I just think he's more of like the. I don't know. I feel like they're the same type of quarterback. The short kind of throws. They're not really the deep ball guy. You know what
yeah.
I mean? They can get the deep ball because their men can beat the players. Like they're not throwing the guy open. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't know, just
I
system because I think they need a system. They need to fit in a
I'm
system
saying
to
it's more
be
Mike
really good.
McDaniels than it is to it, right? So I think you can be replaced. I mean, he took a team with he just took a team
well, I
with a
mean, in
backup
the
quarterback to playoffs. So is it the system or is it? I mean, got the same results. Tua,
what do you think took a backup Tua got them to the play. Like Tua basically got them almost to the playoffs. The backup won one game.
how many has Tua won in the playoffs? In the
A lot
playoffs?
more than one in the playoff. No, no Dolphins quarterback has won in the playoffs since like Marino. So
I'm sure Chad Pennington got one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
not for the Dolphins, maybe for the Jets, but
So yeah, we'll probably wrap up because I know Sean has a draft in 37 minutes. But no, excited for the
Oh yeah.
season, obviously, and we appreciate Leonard coming on with the old baby, other babies coming freshly born baby in the house and everything. And then also shout out Leonard to for our beat at the beginning. You know, I don't know Leonard if you want to link people to your site and on some of your beats
Yeah,
and
you
so
can,
forth.
find me on SoundCloud under Elemental Music, and you can find me on Instagram under the same thing. Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on, man. I always would like talking football with you guys, talking crap. Go Notre Dame, go Raiders. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, we'll come back and clip some of these hot takes by the end of the season and send them to freezing cold takes. So especially some of the Raiders ones. But no, Sean, I don't know if you have any final words about the season and excitement and so forth.
no, fins up and go UCF as well. Definitely better than Notre
What?
Dame, but um,
Wow, that's
Huh. Show me that
some fighting words. Unfortunately, because they won't.
Fisher Price ring you guys got a couple years back.
hey, you guys can't even be a top four
You don't.
seed.
We'll
You
still
don't
get a
have a
bye though.
conference
You don't
to
need to play in the conference
win.
championship, so we still get a bye either way. I just want to get there, man.
You don't get a bye. You need to.
I mean, we don't have to pay.
Oh, you don't
Yeah, we
need the
don't need
bye?
the
Is that what
buys.
you're saying?
The point is that these teams still got to play a conference championship. We still got to. We don't got to play a conference championship, so we don't have to play that weekend. So in essence, you know, either way, we're going to get in. So I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying?
It's not about getting in. It's a question of what the hell
Hey,
you're gonna do when you get there, because
getting there is
that's when you
more
do
is
that.
important as well. You want the Dolphins to get to the playoffs,
Yeah,
right?
because that's all you got. All you got is
Hey,
get there. Because once you
you
get
want
there,
to get
that's
to the
it.
playoffs, right?
This
Hey,
man living for Sean.
Hey,
This man living for
hey,
playoff bursts, not for
your
playoff
team was
wins.
look.
Hey,
Hopefully they don't get embarrassed because they're gonna be if they get that 5 seed like Leonard seems to think they will because they can't win the top four because they don't have a conference, so they get the 5 seed. They're gonna play the 12 seed, which will be some group of five team. If they lose that game, oh, you're gonna be hearing from Ricky.
And you. I'll give
And
you
me.
Leonard. You don't got Leonard's number. I'll give you his
Hey,
number.
Yeah, I'll
hey,
be
man,
sending
you
you
guys.
lots of
Hey, as long
messages.
as we need USC to keep winning, right? We play them later in the year, so our strength of schedule is going to go up, Ricky. So I know you're talking about their schedule, but the strength of the schedule is going to go up. So I'm not worried about it. Good win, and
I'm not concerned about y'all making the playoffs. What you do when you get to the playoffs, because you guys haven't shown up in how
okay.
many
So
seasons? I
getting
mean,
you have still got to get there, right? So you play Alabama, right? Come on now. We play the eventual champions
yeah,
every season. So
and you guys have
hey,
fallen
we've
mightily in
been
those
in
games.
so y'all
Yeah,
UCF
so
needs they need some help. They're not even ranked, so I don't know if they're going to get to that 12 because everybody in the Big 12 is sucks.
Florida didn't help them out.
They'll get there. They've got plenty of
Is
games to
anybody
win.
ranked? Is
They'll
anybody
humble
ranked
some
in the Big
people.
12?
Yeah,
What?
they play some ranked
Who?
teams.
Who?
Yeah, Utah's ranked.
Not beating Utah.
I think Kansas State, might be ranked. I
Kansas
think
is ranked.
Oklahoma State is
Well,
ranked.
Oklahoma's in SEC. Come on, Oklahoma State. Yeah.
No, Oklahoma State.
Did you guys play them this year?
So, and let me
They
look.
play Arizona, who's ranked right now. They play Utah. Who you asking? They play Colorado, TCU, Sam Houston. They just beat New Hampshire. They play Florida. That's not going to help. Cincinnati,
You
Iowa
guys need
State,
Cincinnati.
Yeah, so
Arizona State.
Arizona and Utah are the two ranked teams right now, but then
They
if
play
they get
BYU.
in that conference
Oh yeah.
championship game, then they'll
I
get
don't like
another
that
ranked
quarterback for you
team.
guys.
So
The dude that transferred in from
Yeah,
he looked garbage.
I agree with
it
that.
wasn't his best first
Yeah,
game, but
he looked
hopefully he'll
terrible.
be better.
All right, guys.
It's looking like Florida State's quarterback. I don't know. Anyhow, but yeah, no, I'm excited for the season. Guys for tuning in. Thank Sean and Leonard. Go Bucks. And thank you, everybody, Extropian. Even if you're watching this in retrospect, you'll see some of these cold takes. But thank you guys for tuning in. Have a blessed week
All right,
and
guys.
enjoy the
Peace.
football season.